Trinity Homes Season 2. I'm so excited for this moment. This is such a big part of what we're doing this year at Trinity. Every branch full means being more connected to Jesus and more connected to each other, which is why we're gathering in living rooms and kitchens and family rooms all over the Baltimore area right now. Let's pause for a second and put our hands together and say thank you to our Trinity Homes hosts, those facilitating tonight, this afternoon, whatever time you're watching. We truly appreciate you. Thanks for jumping in and opening up your heart and home to all of us. Well, this is a great time to grab your last snack, open up a chip bag, whatever noise you're gonna make, and then dial in, because I wanna share with you for just a few minutes. This session of Trinity Homes is gonna be all about spiritual sight, seeing beyond. You know, when we live by faith, we don't live by physical sight. We have to have spiritual vision. Spiritual vision is so important to our success in following Jesus. Hebrews 11:27 says that by faith Moses left Egypt, not fearing the king's anger. He persevered. Why? How did he make it through? He persevered because he saw him who is invisible. Moses had spiritual sight. Ephesians 1:18, Paul prays for the church in Ephesus. I pray that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened. Your translation might say, may be opened, in order that you may know the hope to which he has called you, the riches of his glorious inheritance in his holy people. Where you look determines where you go. You cannot run to what you're not looking at. When I run, I can't look to the side while I'm running ahead. I have to focus on the finish line. If I don't look at the path ahead, I could trip, veer off track, run into obstacles. Even when we learn to draw a straight line, our art teachers will teach us, don't look at the line that you're drawing, look at the end point of the line. That's how you make your line straight. One thing we know about magnifying glasses is that when you hold them up to the sun, they will focus and amplify the power of the sun's rays with such intensity that they can start a fire. The same thing is true with us. When we hold our magnifying glass up to God, magnifying His work, magnifying who He is, the effect of His work becomes concentrated within us, and a fire begins in our hearts. 2 Chronicles 20:12 says, "For we are powerless against this great horde that is coming against us. We do not know what to do, but our eyes are on you." This was spoken by King Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, who was a good king and known for revering God. He was being surrounded by 3 different armies. He had resources and power and people at his disposal, yet he paused from any natural reactions, and he realized that in his own strength, he would be powerless. His eyes could not waver from the Lord. Fixing our eyes on Jesus does 3 things. First, it makes us more aware of God's power and character. Just like that magnifying glass, we see God's power in our lives and we give it priority. This isn't denial or avoidance of our circumstances. It's just giving priority to the truth and promises of God. Are you counting on yourself to fix your problems? Or are you counting on God, meditating on His word and spending time in His presence more than you meditate on anything else? Think about a young child terrified of something. Maybe they're scared of a barking dog. As long as they're looking at the dog, they will continue to be scared. But if they're picked up by a parent and they're looking at their parent, the dog is still there, but it's no longer scaring them because now they're looking and focused at their protector and defender. We need that same childlike dependence on God. While we're not in denial of the things surrounding us, we just realize that we're held by the one who holds our future. He's the author of our faith, the finisher of our faith. His name is above every name. The second thing that happens when we fix our eyes on Jesus is it takes our eyes off of ourselves. Left unchecked, all of us will dwell on ourselves, our problems, scrolling through our news feeds and feeding on our fears. If your vision is centered on this, discouragement will settle in your soul. You can feel the anxiety like a coat weighing you down. You won't have a sense of stability emotionally or mentally. If we put our faith in ourselves, we will always be let down. We carry this delusion that we are in control of our circumstances. And when we spend too much time focusing on ourselves and what's surrounding us, we fuel this delusion. Lift your eyes up to where your help comes from. It's like one of those dizzy rides at an amusement park. If you look around you, you will get lost in the dizziness. But if your eyes focus on a fixed point, your body doesn't get unbalanced or as affected by the motion around you. The third thing that happens when we fix our eyes on Jesus is that it encourages others to do the same thing. You may know the lyrics of this famous hymn. Turn your eyes upon Jesus. Look full in his wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace. These are the lyrics to the song Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus, which was written by Helen Lamell. She wrote this song after an illness left her blind and her husband abandoned her. But Hannah was inspired by another woman named Lilias Trotter. Lilias sacrificed her successful career as an artist to pursue God's calling on her life. She rescued prostitutes off the streets of London, and then, although no missions organization would send a single woman to the mission field, she followed God's call to go to unreached people groups in northern Africa. There in the desert, Trotter knew what it was like to be stripped from every distraction and focus upon the face of Jesus. Here are some excerpts from her writings. She said, "Dare to lay bare your whole life and being before him, and ask him to show you whether or not all is focused on Christ and his glory. Will it not make life narrow, this focusing? In a sense, it will. Just as the mountain path grows narrower, for it matters more and more the higher we go, where we set our feet. But there is always, as it narrows, a wider and wider outlook in purer and clearer air. Turn full your soul's vision to Jesus and look at him, and a strange dimness will come over all that is apart from him, for he is worthy to have all there is to be had in the heart that he has died to win." I love these quotes from Lilias Trotter. The way that her journey narrowed as she focused on Jesus was the encouragement that Hannah needed as her life also narrowed. This fixing of our eyes brings Christ closer and closer, and others will be impacted by how you keep your steady focus, how you fix your eyes on Jesus. Some questions for us to discuss today. Why is it challenging to keep our eyes fixed on Jesus? Why is it that every time we hold up our magnifying glass and focus, spending time in God's presence and meditating on his word, it brings us peace? Can you think of a time where someone else's focus on the Lord encouraged you to do that same thing? As we pray for each other today in each Trinity home group, what specific area of your life today do you need to fix your eyes on Jesus and see beyond what is below? God bless you, Trinity Homes. Enjoy your group time.